Hey, this is Liz J. Simpson, and I want to talk about mastering the 80% when it comes to sales and new business development. So it's been found that over 80% of sales conversations are commonly repeated. Subconsciously, you have a script whether you realize it or not. So right now, if I ask you what your agency does or, the type of clients that you work with, you're defaulting to giving the same answers over and over. If someone proposes an objection, whether you've mastered the best way to respond to that objection or not, 80% of the time, if not more, you're probably giving the same subconscious response to that. So then the question becomes, are your subconscious default scripts serving you well? Are they helping you to articulate the value that you want to convey to clients to help guide them and lead them to making a buying decision with your agency? And if they're not, then I definitely propose that you take a more proactive approach to making sure that you've mastered and tracked that 80% of our elevator pitch, our positioning, our value proposition, the discovery questions that we ask, what is the language and process for how we propose our solutions? What are common objections that we hear, and how do we want to respond to those objections, right? When we're leaving voicemail messages, what should we be saying on voicemail messages? When we're reaching out to new prospects, what should our outbound email language look like, right? And it sounds like a lot of things, but really, as you map out your core language and your core messaging, what you'll see is you can really repurpose that messaging and slice it up in many different ways to make sure that you're confident in delivering that value. We all have those times in sales conversations where your mind and your mouth are just not aligned. And so you find words fumbling out of your mouth that you wish you could pull back so that you could salvage your confidence. So that's going to happen, right? It's just a part of sales and consistency. And the more and more you do it, even no matter how many years you're selling, there's going to be one day that you're having a conversation and you're like, what the hell is coming out of my mouth right now? So that just happens. It's natural. We're human. But what's most important is that we really have ownership and control over our language to make sure that we're positioning ourselves in the best light. And the best part of that is that when you feel confident about the value you bring and the language, that means that you're no longer worried about what's coming out of your mouth and how silly you sound and does this make sense and are my words serving me well? And you shift focus then to, what are they saying? How can I serve? What did they need? What's feeding that? And you shift the focus to service and being able to be an active listener. And we talk so much about active listening, but it's hard for people to actively listen when they're so concerned about what am I going to say next? What am I going to ask next? And they're concerned and self-conscious about how they're showing up in sales conversations. So not only does it help you to position your agency well, it helps you to move the hell out of the way so that you can be a better listener and better serve your clients. I'm curious to hear from you. Do you have talk tracks, scripts? How do you master the 80% of commonly repeated sales conversations?